I worked at Winnie's for Patty and Gerald for quite some time during my high school and college years, and I always look back at my days of being a Winnie's girl with fond memories. I had a lot of fun. I remember twirling ice cream after ice cream cone when the line of customers was out the door. Don't worry, Patty, they were always the proper size. I remember working in the kitchen to help cook when the dining room was full of customers, waiting on tables during Mother's Day and during holiday parties. But most of all, I remember getting to meet and work with some pretty great people, especially Patty and Gerald. I will remember Gerald for his quick wit and the crazy stories he would tell while we were helping him weigh and press the Winnie's burgers or mix the homemade coleslaw. I will always remember him as being one of the hardest working people I have ever known, and he tried to pass that on to anybody who worked for him, and we were all better for it. I will also remember how much he loved his family, his girls, Patty and Tammy and Tracy, his grandkids. Anybody who was around him could see how much he truly adored them. So I left Winnie's not only learning how to properly twirl an ice cream cone and knowing how to make the famous lobster stew, but I also picked up some pretty important lessons along the way. The importance of working hard and having a good work ethic, and loving your family. So that is all thanks in part to Gerald. So Gerald, you will be missed.
Hi, my name is Angel McNeil, and I had the pleasure of working at Winnie's Dairy Bar all through high school and my first year of college. Some of the fond memories I have of Gerald is how funny he was. He would always make all of us laugh. No matter how bad of a day or how busy it was, he would always crack a joke and make us laugh and smile. Gerald always made everybody feel like part of his family. He will be truly missed.
I was really sorry to hear about Gerald's passing, even though we've kind of gone our separate ways and I hadn't seen him in quite some time. He played a really important part in my younger years. We had a lot of laughs, taught me a lot about hard work. Even though I haven't seen him in a while, I can still see him flirting with Patty, and that was a lot of fun to watch. And whenever his girls came in, he'd give them a hug and a kiss and tell them that he loved him. So that's always meant a lot to me. I know everybody will miss him. Everybody that knew him really knew a really hardworking, funny guy. He once told me that the reason that pencils have erasers is because people make mistakes, and that's something that I've taken with me since then. That was probably when I was 17 years old. I still use that to this day. So he's a real good guy. I will miss him, but I did get to spend some really good time with him. He was a boss when he had to be a boss, and he was a friend when he had to be a friend. And wherever he is, I do hope that in heaven, wherever his house is, I hope that it has a field across from it that he can throw all the tools that he dings his hands with. He told me that before as well. That's something I'll remember always. So rest in peace, my friend.
I'm Nikki Shields.
And I'm Chris Fitzgerald. We both worked at Winnie's when we were in high school, so many, many years ago.
Many. In fact, for me, it was 30 years ago, and it was my first job in high school. And I always loved working with Gerald. He was so much fun, made the customers and his employees feel right at home.
And what I remember most about Gerald is he really reinforced a good work ethic in all of us. And my future employers have always been pretty happy about it. One quote I always remember that he would say is, If you have time to lean, you have time to clean. And when my son gets a little older, I can feel that I'm going to use that quite a bit. So you will be missed, Gerald.
Hi everyone, my name is Missy Thompson, and I am proud to say that I was once a Winnie's girl. There are many things that remind me of Gerald. One of those things is bleach. Gerald loved to clean, and he loved to clean using bleach. He always took great pride in keeping the restaurant clean. A funny story that goes along with that actually is one day one of the girls wore a pair of sneakers to work that were leaving black marks on his floor. Gerald panicked, and then he disappeared, and no one knew where he went. He came back a few moments later with the sneakers box under his arm, and he looked her right in the eye and he said, "How much did you pay for those?" So she told him, and he took his wallet out. He paid her for the sneakers she was wearing, and he gave her a brand new pair of sneakers, and that was just to preserve the cleanliness of his floor. The second thing that will always remind me of Gerald is ploys. Gerald was always known for giving free French fries to the customers in the dining room, but he was known for making hot ploys for the employees. We begged him to make them for us daily, and he would make them only after we learned to pronounce the word ploy correctly. Gerald was French, and it was a big deal that we got that right. He's probably rolling his eyes at me right now, saying I once again screwed it up, but it's been a few years. So the last thing is family. Gerald loved his family. He loved his girls. It didn't matter what time of the day they stopped in or called. He always made time for them. He always dropped everything he was doing for them. I don't think he ever once said, tell them I'll call them back. Oftentimes their visits and their phone calls could change his disposition for the whole day. He looked forward to seeing his family. So bleach, ploys, and family. Happy Father's Day in heaven, Gerald. We love you.